Hello, everybody. I am Oops the Entertainer. That's right, I am a live performer of the circus and sideshow realm, currently stuck in a pandemic, so I'm going to say screw it. Let's play video games. Today we're doing something a little different. This is the first just chatting session that I've tried, so what I'm going to do for that I saw my cat behind me there. Just check and make sure he's not stalking me. He's probably stalking me. But I figured for the just chatting sessions, I actually have my very first Nintendo 64 here that I had shipped over recently, and this thing is dirty as hell. I mean, check this thing out. Let me see if I can get a good view. On the back of this, you can actually see part of it's a little bit broken in there. There's a little plastic chip that fell out. I still have like most of that plastic chip, so I might be able to glue that back in there. But for the most part, my goal here is just to kind of start cleaning this sucker up. So we're going to pull it apart because the power button I assume works, but look how dirty that is. Let me see if I can. There we go. Look at that. Look at that gross thing right there. And a classic problem if you've had Nintendo 64 long enough, that reset button, that's just kind of stuck there. I can't even use it. So we're going to have to pull this whole thing apart. Just kind of start cleaning it here. I do have all my tools here readily available, hopefully. We're just going to pull the sucker apart. So right now I've already loosened a couple screws on the bottom because I was worried about if I would start the stream and I was unable to get any of these screws off, it could be kind of a waste of a stream here. So it's got these little feet on the bottom here. Check it out, it's got those little feet. I already took the screws out of those feet there. One of them I think I may have either wrecked the threading or something or another because I'm unable to get that screw back in nicely. There we go. Look at dirty feet, dirty peats, I should say. So we're just going to set those off to the side here. And I got a little fancy little organizer thing. Actually, an ice tray would work very nice for this, but right now I just actually have a little screw organizer thing I'm just going to have hanging out next to me. Hopefully, I don't lose any of these pieces here. But we've already taken the screws out of the peats here, so we're just going to pop the screws out of the corner here. I think it's a total of 5 screws that need to come off in order to get all these out of here. Oh, that was not quite ready yet. And the thing is, if I was working just a little bit smarter, I would have a magnet at my disposal to help get all these screws out. But I do have a pair of tweezers right next to me in the event I need it. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3. I already have 4 screws. Oh, so it's a total of 6 screws. There's 2 screws for the little feet. There's one kind of in the middle up here that needs to come out. And then we're going back to these corners right here. And then there's one more right down there I have to go get. I had to put on the little extender on this screwdriver to get this sucker out. Oh, that actually little magnetizing thing worked the way it was supposed to for the first time. And if you have a Nintendo 64, if you see there's this little drive right here, there's a little lid that comes off and I'm pretty sure it goes to something that was not even released in the US, so I actually just realized that existed for the first time very recently. But that was something for over in Japan. They had kind of an extension or something that attached. You would actually set your Nintendo 64 onto. It was like an expansion of some sort. All right, so we have all 6 screws out. So we're going to double check here before we pull that off. We have to get our expansion pack out of the way here. And yes, I do have that nice expansion pack because played as many video games as I did with the 64, you had to have that memory slot. This is essentially the memory slot, is what it is. So look at that. It's actually looking pretty clean. We might run it with the little bit of isopropyl alcohol to clean it, but that's actually doing pretty okay there. So we're going to set that off to the side here. All right. I think. There we go. Ooh, look at that. What we got in here? Look at that. Little crumbs and dust of all sorts. I would assume Dorito bits of some sort, I would imagine. Oh, there's a little M&M shell in there. Look at that little red M&M shell right there. That's good stuff. Not too bad, actually. Like in comparison, I've seen some of these videos of pulling apart these Nintendo 64s. They are just an absolute mess. So in comparison, this one's not doing too bad, but we're still going to take it apart enough to get it nice and clean as we'd like. So we're going to, let's see, start with this. Let's see, that can stay in there for now. Set that off to the side. We're going to, oops, get that out of the way. I'm going to pull this guy out right here. I'm going to do my very best to keep all my tools in one place because I am not a person that knows much about electronics whatsoever. The only thing I know about electronics is what I'm learning on YouTube as I go. There's actually a YouTube channel that specializes in restoring old video game systems, and you know they're super fancy. They have their rubber gloves on and everything. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to wear gloves on this. I'm just going to pull that screw out. Keep these screws organized, even though those screws look like they may be the same size as the others. We're going to keep them separated. And the other nice thing about the channel I follow that restores old Nintendo systems, they actually color code everything in the video editing so they don't lose track of where all the screws go. So very smart on that part there. Alright, so that's just right there. So that part comes off. So for the most part, all these plastic pieces here, we're gonna clean those up separately. We can just, a little dish detergent, some water, some soap and water there, and that'll take care of that. Oh, these pins just come right out there. We got to be careful. We don't want to clean anything with the springs on there. We don't want to, mix them with water or anything. We don't want a chance of rust later. What I noticed when I pulled this apart, apparently my angsty teenage self was pretty good about not getting any liquid in there. So, go me for a hot second there. All right. So that's a little hairball right there. Get that out of the way. All right, so it looks like this part right here, we'll be able to just clean that completely just with a little dish soap. Oh, hold on, we're going to take out the reset button. Double check. Oh, that's the thing that needs to be cleaned. That's the thing that's stuck. So I'm going to be very careful. Just have to remember how to pop that out. Okay. Oh, there it is. Got to bring these tabs in just a little bit. Be careful with that. And that. Should come right out. Look at that. Look at all that buildup, all that junk in there. See, that's a super easy clean. It's a little sticky in there. I'm not sure why it'd be sticky in there, but who knows. So that's that. We're going to take out the power button as well. We're going to clean that separately. I'm always checking my screen here. I want to make sure that I have it in front of the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And this is not like super exciting like one of those videos where they completely restore a Nintendo 64, not going to lie. This is me just cleaning up my childhood. There we go. It's not too bad. The logo, it's pretty clean in front there. It's not doing too bad. Right, so we're going to set that to the side again. Go right back to this guy right here. Set these pieces. Make sure I'm not losing all these pieces. I'm working with a very, very limited tabletop here. U, expansion pack, U, hang out right there. Alright, so the next thing is going to come up, the whole circuit board and everything else is going to come up here. So since I'm not exactly sure what screws I need to undo, I'm going to double check my source, the YouTube page I'm following here. Since I have so much running on my laptop at once, it's a little upset with me. So the YouTube video I'm watching is kind of lagging behind. Alright, so let's see, what screws are you pointing at? I'm looking at the part of the video where they have all the screws sort of color-coded here. So we're going to start with those top screws right there. Okay, so we're going to start right there, actually. Make sure that I get a good turn in that so I don't end up stripping the screws here. Actually, the screwdriver might be a little too narrow, so we're going to switch that out. Something else there. See, look at my fancy little, look at this, look at all that crap in there. Where's my, look at all that junk I have there. I got all sorts of attachments that I need to help me on this journey, taking these things apart. It's a little bit bigger. That would actually might work better than the actually, that will not work. I have to go to my toolbox here, actually. Oh, here's the bigger Phillips. Here we go. That's probably what I'm looking for. Yeah, that locks in there nice. We'll switch it out with that little guy right there. Phillips head number 2, I believe. Yeah, now that's just the extension. Or this is that's the extension. That's the fancy bit there. But this. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Get that sucker right out. No stripping at all. Ooh, that's a long one. Should keep those separated. Gotta keep them separated. If you hear a humming in the background, I do apologize for that because this table is actually right below the air conditioner in my little apartment in LA. So that's right. I'm not a super fancy streamer that's living in a nice, super nice. I mean, this place is pretty okay. It's just not as extravagant as I've seen other people stream in. All right, let's see. There's going to be a few more screws that need to come out. Now, it looks obvious to me which ones I need to get out, but oh, there's one up there. Which ones were you going after? Oh, he wants these 2 out. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to go back. There we go. See, again, this is why an ice tray would be super convenient for pulling one of these suckers apart here. That way you don't mix up all your screws there, and you sort of have an organizational method going. All right, so make sure that comes out. You hear that? There's a little loose piece. Oh, there's the. Oh, that's why the other screw wouldn't go back in easily, because the threading section of that foot just kind of broke off there, it looks like. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize. So you see, hold on. Should I go to my video? See how this corner right here? You see a little M&M. I don't know. How do you get so many M&Ms inside a Nintendo 64? It doesn't matter. Anyway, see this little part right here? That's what it's supposed to look like. And then this side over here, that's completely broken off. So that was that rattling in there. That's that part right there. It goes right there, right in the corner. So set that off. We can just glue that back in. Actually, that part's a super easy fix. So we're not going to worry about that for now. And then we have a few more screws we got to put out. Just going back to my reference video here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, oh, okay, here we go. So one over here. If you see me, I keep looking at my screen. I keep switching back and forth to the YouTube page and then over to my recording software. Make sure that you can actually kind of see stuff in there. All right, so we're going to put you in a new section there. I'm not sure where to go. It'd actually be better if you can kind of turn around so you can see which parts I'm taking out next. I think this one right here comes out. We're going to double check our work. Let's see, Yep, looks like that one. Carefully. Okay. Now, the interesting thing, there's a neighboring screw that's not even in there, so I don't know if that one just disappeared or if I already took that one out. I'm not sure if I did or not. But again, we're just going to make sure that these are all Same screws there. Yep. That's the same size screw there. And I believe these two little screws, these two little guys are going to come out. I think I have to use my other, yep, I'm going to use my other screwdriver there. As you can tell, this session's a lot less intense than me yelling at my TV screen as I play video games. So that's why they call this just chatting, just hanging out. I know I shouldn't be using my fingers, but I'm doing it. Oh, look at that! That long boy. It's also good that I'm recording this because now I have a video to reference if I have trouble putting all this back together. I'm like, oh no, I can't put my childhood back together. Don't worry about it. We'll get by. The other thing that has me super worried while I do this is I have a cat. It's kind of on the loose. I'm just waiting for that little fucker to jump up and wreck everything I've been working on. So I'm referencing my video again here. Oh, I went too far. Let me go back. Take those screws out. Oh, he was just ready to pop it off. Are you sure? I'm missing. I think those guys come out too. I think either they or I fast forwarded a little bit. Oh, then I gotta take those out too, huh? Let me double check here. Oh yeah. Actually, if I look at the earlier section of the video that I'm currently looking at, he color codes everything. So I assume everything that has a color code, everything comes off. Let's see, it's taking a toll on my computer. I might have to grab my charger here in just a second. Just get some out here. If I would have prepared better, I would have had my computer's charger at the ready. So, alright, so we're going to go back in here. These guys are going to come out. Well, I have this little magnetizer thing, but I don't think I'm using it right. I'm just going to give it one more shot. I got it free when I got my little screwdriver set. Oh, look at that. Look at how it's working. Oh, fancy little thing. Little magnetizer. Like that. Let's see. Make sure you go where you go. Right. Just got to take me a moment here. I'm just going to hide under the table, plug in my computer so I don't die on you. There we go. There we go. Look at that, my computer cable. That's all. Look how dirty that sucker is. I should probably clean that too. While I'm in the spirit, I might as well clean these things. Alright. Plug in my computer. Are we good? I have power. I have power. We're good. Okay. Screwdriver, where do you go? Yes. That's about the same size as that one. Which is... No, I promise I'm not just completely guessing where all these screws belong. Right. Come here. Come on. There we go. That little guy out. That should almost be a video taping where I'm putting the screws because that's going to be the issue I run into later, isn't it? I believe these two also need to come out. Yes, I'm using my fingers, and I don't care. So many screws. kind of oxidized, so I'm just trying to check, make sure there's actually no issues with moisture getting into the system. I think we're okay there. And this one right here. There we go. All right. There's two more right here that need to come out, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see. The only thing that's saving me is I'm trying to keep a general order of what little containers these screws are going in, so I'm not completely lost when I put this back together. Again, I am not a professional at doing this. I'm just a nerd with a Twitch channel. Alright. Oh, look at that. The whole guy comes apart. Look at that. Set that apart for now. I think on this right here, go back to my channel there. That whole bit comes off. So I clean that separately because I want to clean all metal parts completely separate from all the plastic parts. And I'm just trying to figure out. Like I said, I don't have the greatest setup over here as to where to set all these electronic pieces. But actually, this little thing, this one I can train and just start putting things in it. Put all the plastic parts in it just for now, just temporarily. Okay, let's see. Now, if you notice on the top tray, I don't know if I mentioned this, or I actually saw it earlier, there's that chip, that little rounded edge there. That's over this piece of plastic. It'll mostly go, it looks like. Right? There's still a little bit missing from there, so I don't know where the heck that went. We might have to just fix that part another way. Alright. Oh, there's a, look at that, you see that? There's a random little loose bit. I'm not sure where that goes. Obviously, it's where one of the screws would go into. Just show you a little better. Where do you go, buddy? Looks like that. Just on this investigation, see where the heck that even goes. Maybe it goes on the other tray. Let me look real quick here. Oh, there it is, right in that corner. See that? Right there. Right there. That's where that little guy goes. And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like maybe it's the same side. So that would go like that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so on one side of the 64, there's two parts that will be broken. There's that part broken right there, and that little plastic piece right there. You need to glue it back on. Alright, alright. So it's going to be a little more restoration than previously thought. Carefully get these guys out. Carefully is an understatement. Nope, you had it. Ah, got it. To the side there. Other than that, just little bits, like some little M&M bits. I don't know what that is. Might be Dorito bits in there. I'm not really sure what's all going on in here. But it looks like, oh, there we go. That's where the light shines out of when you turn your system on, and you have there's a red light bulb that shines through this little plastic bit. So I'm gonna set that off to the side too. And that way, when I clean all my plastic parts together, this should be able to just clean up all by itself. Then there's that little part that comes off there. So I'll set that off to the side for now. And yes, I realize I'm working in just a sea of crumbs, Dorito bits, and M&M shells, and all sorts of junk. That's fine. See, there's that little red light that shines through the plastic bit there. I'm going to keep all my broken bits all in one place there. But as far as this goes, I don't think I need to really take it apart much more. I'm just going to give it a good cleaning once over here with the isopropyl alcohol. That's not looking too bad up there. I do have a little air in a can. I might just spray inside that's where the cartridge goes. See that? Pointing at the right thing. That's where the game goes right there. And since I can't really take that apart much more, I'm not willing to anyway, we're just going to spray some canned air in there. Alright. So we're going to actually do that a little bit later here. I don't want to, because we're going to be moving around this dust and junk here anyway. I got a little toothbrush. Toothbrush so I can clean this. I also have a thing of Q-tips sitting nearby in case I need them. But as far as this goes, I don't think it would hurt me to clean it just the way it is. But we're just going to reference our little restoration video here that I'm cheating a little bit. Because no, I'm not just going to learn this on the fly. How terrible would that be? Other people have done it before me, so I will follow them and see what they do first. So don't worry about me. I'm just watching my video. And the video that I'm watching, the guy's actually cleaning a blue Nintendo 64. I forget what they call it, the Funtastic colors. So there's like Funtastic Blue, Funtastic Grape. I'm sure there's a Funtastic Orange, so just kind of like a neon version of the Nintendo 64. And all I just have the classic smoke gray, I think they call it. I don't know. It's just a black console. All right, so I'm just going to double check. Like I said, I'm just fast forwarding in this YouTube video I've been watching. Just make sure I don't have to pull this apart any more than I have to. But he does pull off this little section here, it looks like. So we might do that as well. That way I can kind of get under one of these bits here to get it nice and clean. But then he takes all the screws out. I don't know if I can do all that. How's everyone doing, by the way? We're just chatting. We're just hanging out. Oh, okay. So he takes out all those bits. You know what? I don't think it's really necessary to go too much further than that. The only thing I'm worried about is I don't want to mess up the plug in here. Get a better little brush and get in between there. Yeah, that's actually not too bad down there. We just have to. Oh, I got to be careful with that. That's a lot more flexible than I thought it was. So we're going to be very, very careful going around that. I'm just going to brush away some of this dust here. Actually, I think I got a big old thing of isopropyl alcohol there. And we're going to do ourselves a favor and not dump it everywhere. I'll tell you how that turns out. We're good. We succeeded in not dumping it everywhere. Just a little bit. Oh, there's my cat already on the move to mess with my things. Oh, it's like, oh, you have an intricate system going on here with all your electronic things. I want to mess it up. Ooh. Might be good just to go do it once over. Just a dry brush, just to get all some of this junk out of here. As part of me, I'm looking at the toothbrush. I'm like, hey, are the bristles melting? Hope not. Hope I didn't. Just use any toothbrush for this, I'd imagine. Get that nice and Brush that nice and clean there. Just a little bit of a isopropyl at a time here. I don't want to drench anything. If you can see, I should probably turn it around so you get a better view of what I'm brushing up here. Brush up your Nintendo 64. Start. Sorry, a song stuck in my head now. It's called Brush Up Your Shakespeare. I sang it for a college musical theater class from a musical I'd never heard of before. Well, actually, what was it? Is it Kiss Me Kate? Is that the one that has the singing about Shakespeare? I forget. I mean, I've heard of it. I've just never seen the musical before. This right here, that's the actual switch. See that? Turns on and off, and that clicks pretty nice though. So we're gonna hope that was no issues there. Like I said, we're just doing kind of a light cleaning on this. We're not doing anything crazy. Really just want to get all the dust and junk out of there. Like I said, I got a series of Q-tips on hand too. I shouldn't go that close to the camera. How dirty this guy is. So dirty. So dirty. Like I said, I'm not a professional electronics cleaner or anything. I don't work for Geek Squad or anything like that. I'm just a nerd with a Twitch channel. So I just put alcohol and just clean that with my Q-tip. Like I said, there's some parts of this, like if I wanted to, I could take it apart even further, but since I know this actually works, that won't be completely necessary. I just wanted to get inside and look at that, how gross that is. I mainly just wanted to get inside and clean up a couple parts that are actually causing issues, like the reset button. I definitely had to get that cleaned up. Other than that, I'm not seeing any rust or anything, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm proud of my teenage angsty self for kind of taking care of this. I dropped a piece in there. There we go. Alright. So that's not too bad. Now once over. I've never cleaned electronics before, so I had to make sure to go find an old toothbrush. Clean it off really well before I started using it here. So I should have unlimited Q-tips at my disposal here. Just kind of clean that up. I might just grab a little piece of paper towel just to get all the extra. Especially this border in here is just a metal board there. Yeah, get that out of there. I'm sure there's like real electronics cleaning type people out there that are just screaming at me if they ever saw this. Why aren't you wearing gloves? Why aren't you doing this better? Do it better. I'm doing the best I can. Put that off to the side. We're going to get a little canned air here and spray out the cartridge slots. I've had this for a while. I haven't had a reason to use it yet. I forget why I bought it in the first place. I'm sure I had like a reason to get it, but by the time I finally received it, I forgot what that reason was. Alright, just go boop. Let's see. Tear off tab. Let's tear it off. Tear it off. It says tear it off. Well, it's torn off. I hope that was correct. I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to think that's part of my Nintendo 64. It's like, where's this piece go? Compressed gas. Let's make sure I'm using this for the right reasons, right? Just imagine, like, I just wrecked everything by using this. So never shake or tilt can before or during usage. I didn't shake it, did I? I'm pretty sure I didn't shake it. Use in upright position only. Never use near a potential ignition source. Makes sense. Spray into an enclosed space, such as a trash can or paper shredder. Okay. Oh, never spray into an enclosed space. Gotcha. Never use on camera mirrors. Avoid skin contact with product in liquid form. May cause frostbite. That's fun. And avoid contact with product in liquid form. May cause plastic to discolor. Huh. Oh, I just shook it. I'm treating it like a can of spray paint. Idiot. I'm just going to set that off to the side. All right, so this is looking pretty okay for now. Put all my dirty Q-tips on one space there, so I'm not losing track. It's like no matter how many times I go over it with a Q-tip with an isopropyl alcohol, it always seems like it's picking up more. Clean around that button that turns the thing on, because that's important. Make sure that works. Carefully go over the top here. Alright, other than that, I'm going to clean the plastic bits there. A little discoloration, it's not too bad. And also this part I could technically clean after this is all put together as well, but since I'm in here, I might as well get in there a little bit. I'd say we're just using a little isopropyl alcohol, so it's not going to wreck any of the connectors or any of the connecting pins or anything like that. But if I breathe close enough to it, I'm sure I'll wreck it. I'm sure you all remember blowing into the cartridges of your NES or SNES when you were younger. Oh, when you were younger, depending on how old my watch group is. Right. And also, the reason probably why people wear gloves is because I was touching the underneath with just my bare hands. And I probably should not be doing that. So I'm just going to do a quick clean circuit board there, in case I put any oil from my hands on it. I forget what that plastic bit is for, but we're gonna. Oh, that's the AC. That's the AC adapter right there. The AC power ports right there. Before I just set this down, make sure to get rid of some of these crummy bits. I don't want anything touching my circuit board here. Hopefully flatten out. See how fancy I was today? I put a trash liner down on my table to make this work. Whose toothbrush is that? You know what? Don't worry about whose toothbrush that is. That's none of your business. That's whose it is. None of your goddamn business. I'm just kidding. I found it in a drawer. I assume. Obviously, it's not mine. I've never used it. I hope it's not my partner's toothbrush. I'm gonna be real mad. All right, just a little bit more in there. Just want to do again just a once or twice over. Clean the circuit board. Like I said, I'm not taking apart this whole thing. Otherwise, I'd be cleaning the other side of this circuit board as well. But we are not doing that because I don't think it's really necessary for the function of this. Plus, this is just for me. I'm not cleaning it up to sell it or anything. I'm just cleaning this up because I'm going to be using this again. And I haven't played this thing since. Honestly, I'm pretty sure I brought my Nintendo 64 to college, but I never had an opportunity to pull it out and play it again. So it's been many years. Don't ask how many. I'm not gonna answer that. Actually, you can probably just see how my profile how old I am. So do the math yourself. All right. So it's looking pretty good there. There's just a little dirty bits on the next to the where the power turns on. I just want to make sure to get that real good there. Make sure it's not rust or anything. All right. Other than that, I think this part's looking pretty good here. Look at that. Not bad at all, right? Alright. So I think for right now we're going to be done with that. Where we sitting about 45 minutes right now. I got a little bit more time. I was just going to do a 1 hour session here. But you know what? I want to get near the bulb up there. I don't know if I got that part or not. A little bit more on that flexi bit that's sitting up here. There, just a little bit more. It's pretty clean. It's doing pretty okay. Not too bad, right? In comparison to what it was earlier here. I keep having to look at my computer because I have to switch over screens so I can kind of see the live version as opposed to the little bit delayed version when I open up my actual channel so I can see the chat room session. So that we're going to set that off to the side for now. I'm going to find a place for it that's not going to completely wreck our system here. Set my isopropyl alcohol out of the way. I'm going to just set that there for now. All that dust out of the way. And since I got a few more minutes here, I have all my Nintendo. I don't think this is all of them. This is I had my mother mail these over from the Midwest, and I wasn't sure what I would have packed away. But we're gonna go. We got WWF No Mercy, which is pretty baller. We have the very first Super Smash Brothers, pretty cool. We also have that was a little dirty. I can clean that up. We have a Pokemon Snap, which is super baller game in case you haven't played that one. I could definitely use a clean. We have a Mario Party 3. I'm pretty sure I had the first two, but I guess we only came across the third one there. So Mario Party 3, which I remember is pretty good. This one has all sorts of wear on it. I played this one forever. WrestleMania 2000. Yes. The game was excellent. This one, you can tell by the yellow cartridge already, it's a Donkey Kong 64. And I swear to God, I don't think I even played this game. I think I borrowed this from a friend and potentially never returned it. We're not going to talk about that. We got a few more games here. We got, of course, Mario Kart 64. Yes. Let's see what else we got here. We have Mario Golf. If you ever played any of the Mario Golf series, these games are super baller. Check that out. And of course, you can't get away with not having Super Mario 64, right? And the last few here, what do I got? We got here Pokemon Stadium. Check that out. We got Banjo-Tooie. Now, I thought I had Banjo-Kazooie, but it looks like I don't have that in my selection here, so I'm going to have to purchase that one from a third-party seller. We have a Vigilante 8. Not sure if this one's actually mine or belongs to my brother or not, but I don't think I ever played too much of that. And also, Yoshi Story. Yes. And what we're going to do with these, obviously there's A little bit of the outside that's going to have to be cleaned up, but we can just very carefully just use a little soap and water for that. But for the sake of this, since we're cleaning up electronic things, we're just going to clean the pin connectors on the bottom of these. So if you see, I don't know if you can see inside there, like looks like they're in good condition for the most part. But since I just end up cleaning my Nintendo 64 circuit board, I don't want to put a dirty game in there. So we're just going to get our little thing of isopropyl alcohol. Get a little bit in there. Clean those connecting pins. Not too bad. It's a little dirty. Could be worse. Make sure you get that other side as well. Now there's actual not official, but there's a little cleaning things you can buy for these. I forget, they're called like little 1-Up cards. And I thought about getting that, but for now, based on my budget, I can't really afford to get super fancy cleaners for these guys here. But again, we just use a little isopropyl alcohol. Clean out those connecting pins, make them nice and shiny again. And we're going to assume they all work the way they should. We haven't tested any of them yet. The moment I just got this in the mail, I actually got all my stuff in the mail today. So we're just going to start by cleaning that bit by bit. And then I'm sure I'll have a separate video where I decide to put all this stuff back together. Hopefully it's not going to be super stressful. Like, I don't know where the screw goes. But we have a record of everything I've done here today just by streaming. So I'll probably be watching a copy of that stream as I'm doing the stream of putting this back together. But like I said, I'm pretty proud of myself for the most part. Everything as far as the electronic parts look pretty clean. The connecting pins there. And then obviously I'm going to take an opportunity to clean all the plastic parts separately. Obviously I'm not going to stream that part because I'm just going to bring you over to my kitchen counter. Hang out with me while I do dishes. We're just chatting. I'm doing dishes. That's fine. Like I said, these all look like they're in good condition, so we're going to assume for the most part that these games still play just fine. But the moment we come across one that does not want to play, we might pull one of those apart, open up one of these cartridges, and clean it out. Actually, I might just do that for fun, too. That just seems like it might be a good time for a just chatting session to completely open up one of these Nintendo 64 cartridges and just clean the hell out of it. Because I can't imagine a whole lot can get in there, but you'd be surprised. I've watched some restoration videos where it was just absolute mess. And I was super not lucky, but I was super happy that I didn't come across any cockroaches inside the Nintendo system. So yay, no bugs in my system. I used to follow I think it was a TikTok channel or something, where a guy professionally cleaned laptops. And you could just see from some of these laptops, we'd open it up, and there'd be just dead cockroaches just festering inside there. It's so disgusting. So I'm super happy I didn't come across anything like that. I'll clean this up. Right. That's right, I'm using a new Q-tip for everyone because they all deserve their own Q-tip. But I figured once I get everything all cleaned up, ready to go, I'm probably going to stream Nintendo 64 games. I think I'm running out of alcohol in this little cap here. I'm going to get some more. My intention, by getting my Nintendo 64 back after so many years, I was going to play some Banjo-Kazooie. And then I found out that I don't have Banjo-Kazooie. And I remember playing many an hour on that game when I was younger, so I thought I had it, or at the very least, maybe I was just borrowing a friend of mine's copy. Banjo, oops, a little bit spilled there, that's okay. A little isopropyl alcohol never hurt anybody. So that's the plan. As you can see, I clearly have Banjo-Tooie, and I don't think I ever finished Banjo-Tooie. I finished Banjo-Kazooie, getting all the music notes and all the extra stuff there. But if I recall, I don't believe I ever finished Banjo-Tooie. So that'll be one of those games that I'm going to attempt to finish for the first time on live stream. Actually, that one was pretty clean. Maybe I didn't play that as often as I could. Donkey Kong 64. Again, this is one, I'm pretty sure this is not even my game, so I would assume I borrowed this game and just never returned it. Because I don't even recall how this game even plays, honestly. You up. As you can see, my setup's a little different from my last streams, in case you've seen my other streams so far. I'm sitting on the, well, essentially our kitchen table of our little apartment here in LA. So I just moved over my system with my microphone over here. And obviously got you on the laptop over there. I got a little webcam separately pointing at everything that I'm working on here. I'm sure next time I clean some of these, I'm going to clean the outside and the labels as well, but obviously I can't use isopropyl alcohol or anything like that because that will wreck the label, and we do not want to do that. Yeah, that was pretty gross there. That one I played the hell out of this game, so I expected that one to be pretty dirty. It's got a few more left here. Got Mario Party 3. Check it out. And I will still say to this day, out of all the Mario Party games, the best one is still the first one. I've been saying that for many years now because I remember playing the GameCube version, and then the ones that they made for the Wii and the Wii U, and none of them compare to Mario Party 1. Strictly because there's a mini game called Bumper Balls that never returned. Like, it returned like some fashion, but it was not the same mini game. And I will die on that hill. Pokemon Snap, I feel this is one of those underrated games. I actually ended up downloading this for the Wii when I had the Wii. And like this game's fantastic. And I think they're finally making like a new Pokemon Snap for the Nintendo Switch, which I do have. So I might have to play the new Pokemon Snap one of these days. Once it comes out, I'm not sure if it's out. Is it out yet? It might be out. I'm always behind on things. That's why I call one of my streaming series when I play old games that I never had a chance of playing or finishing. I call that series Late to the Game by Oops the Entertainer. I know, super clever, right? Super Smash Brothers! This game was well ahead of its time. And honestly, like, my favorite game, Smash Brothers game to this date is Super Smash Brothers Melee. Look how dirty that is. That was gross. Because I don't think any of them even compare to Melee at this point. Because I did get Brawl. I got Brawl for the Wii. That was pretty good. My biggest disappointment when I played Brawl for the first time is the simple fact they made Ganondorf slower. Because on Melee, Ganondorf just flies around, and he was my player of choice. Obviously, I played as Link for a while, but everyone plays as Link, so I figured I'd go in the opposition and be the bad guy. I was super disappointed with the Wii U version, by the way, the Super Smash Brothers, because I like the one-player story modes, and they didn't have that for the Wii U version. But I think there's a Switch version, right? Is that Ultimate? I think that's Ultimate. I have not played that one yet, but I've heard good things, so I'm sure I'll get that one in the near future, I hope. This one here is our last cartridge right here. We're just cleaning the connecting pins. Just make sure we're not adding more dust and junk to the system once I get that cleaned up. So I don't want to put a dirty game in a clean system. Make sure everything's clean before it goes in there. Alright, so that's it there for now. Alright, where are we sitting at? Sitting at about 1 hour stream right here so far. Alright, so I'm going to say that's it for now. Next time, if I'm not streaming an actual game, we're probably going to end up putting this sucker back together. And hopefully we know where all the screws go. But that'll be an adventure in itself. And obviously outside of this stream, I'm going to just clean up all the plastic parts with just some soap and water. Just a little dish soap. Get that all cleaned up. I had my flashlight on the whole time. Killing the battery. But that's it for now. Make sure to follow my page. Like, follow, subscribe. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook and all those social media sites. So follow Oops the Entertainer. Again, I'm a live performer of the circus and sideshow realm. Currently unable to do any shows because pandemic. So in the meantime, I'm just playing with my video game stuff in my little apartment in LA. So make sure to check out, next time I'll probably be streaming part 2 of Mega Man X2. I've recently played Mega Man X2 for the first time, and we haven't finished it yet, so we still have to finish that game. I'm sure we'll have many others as well. So if you have any recommendations as to what games you'd like to see me play, go ahead and comment below, or however that works on Twitch. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, listen to science. I'll see you guys soon.